Let me share something that might catch you off guard. Research from the Cleveland Clinic reveals that approaching age 50, approximately half of all males will encounter various degrees of erectile challenges. Yet, remarkably, the vast majority never bring this up with their healthcare provider. Many attribute it to getting older, blame daily pressures, or simply accept it as their new reality. Here's what you need to understand: your intimate vitality doesn't need to diminish simply because birthdays accumulate. What you choose to do, particularly during the hours before sleep, can dramatically affect not only how well you rest, but also your hormonal balance, circulation patterns, and indeed your morning readiness. We're discussing a particular beverage, though probably not what comes to mind initially. This isn't about questionable supplements or dubious concoctions purchased online. Instead, we're examining natural, research-supported approaches that enhance nitric oxide generation, maintain testosterone equilibrium, and boost blood circulation to the pelvic region. All of these are foundational elements for optimal intimate function. There exists one specific nighttime practice, a particular drink that possesses genuine scientific validation regarding vascular wellness improvement, is hormonal balance support, and helping you awaken with vitality, mental sharpness, and self-assurance. Throughout this presentation, Sis will examine precisely what this beverage is, the mechanisms behind its effectiveness, and what research actually demonstrates about the science involved. We'll explore how evening hydration influences testosterone levels, why timing proves more crucial than volume, which nutrients directly fuel endothelial health, how circulation represents the genuine solution rather than merely hormone levels, and the remarkable connection between rest, nitric oxide, and intimate performance. This isn't a universal miracle solution, but it represents something you can implement tonight safely and economically with absolutely no adverse reactions. It's something I frequently recommend to individuals dealing with reduced desire, sluggish mornings, or simply feeling their vitality diminishing. Because here's the reality: intimate wellness equals comprehensive bodily wellness. It encompasses your circulatory system, hormonal balance, nervous system coordination, all functioning harmoniously. When even one system falters, performance declines. The encouraging news: you can nurture these systems gradually, consistently, beginning tonight with straightforward modifications that genuinely work. Let's address something that surprises numerous individuals in my practice. Most erectile challenges aren't fundamentally about low testosterone. They're circulatory in nature. This means they concern blood circulation, not exclusively hormones. A significant research paper published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology indicates that erectile dysfunction frequently serves as an early indicator of cardiovascular disease. The explanation: the blood vessels serving the penis rank among the body's smallest. When these vessels begin constricting, you'll notice the effects there initially. Consider your circulatory system as a network of highways and side streets. For reliable, firm function, you require traffic flowing freely and rapidly through clear, flexible pathways. When these pathways experience inflammation, stiffness, or blockage, circulation slows and performance diminishes. What regulates these blood vessels? One crucial factor is a molecule designated nitric oxide. It's generated by endothelial cells lining your blood vessels and proves responsible for relaxing and expanding those vessels, a mechanism called vasodilation. Nitric oxide explains why medications like Viagra function. They amplify its effects. However, your body can generate nitric oxide naturally when properly supported. This is where your bedtime beverage becomes significant. This is because certain compounds, including dietary nitrates, flavonoids, and antioxidants, directly boost nitric oxide generation, particularly when consumed during evening hours. Your body is optimally positioned to repair and restore during sleep. Providing appropriate fuel just before rest supports this inherent regenerative mechanism. Research from the University of Exeter published in Hypertension demonstrated that consuming nitrate-rich beetroot juice enhanced vascular function within hours and continued improving blood pressure and circulation over multiple weeks. That identical mechanism applies to erectile tissue. Imagine your pineal tissue functioning like a sponge. To expand properly, it requires a strong surge of fluid, blood under pressure. Nitric oxide opens the valve. But when the valve is obstructed or pressure remains low, You'll never achieve full expansion. This explains why performance concerns often manifest in the morning. You awaken not merely tired, but with diminished or absent erections. It's a circulatory issue hiding in plain view. Here's your initial insight. Prioritize blood circulation first before pursuing hormone replacement or exotic pills. Ensure your vascular wellness is optimized. One of the simplest, lowest risk methods to begin involves drinking a nitric oxide supportive beverage approximately 1 hour before bed. Let's discuss the drink itself, the one I frequently recommend to men beyond 50 who experience sluggish performance, especially upon waking. It's neither exotic nor expensive, and it carries no significant risk. It's beetroot juice, specifically nitrate-rich beetroot juice consumed in modest amounts, approximately half to 1 cup 1 hour before retiring. Why beetroot juice? Because it stands among the richest natural sources of dietary nitrates, which your body transforms into nitric oxide, the very molecule that relaxes blood vessels and enhances circulation, including to the penis. A 2015 randomized controlled trial published in the American Journal of Physiology found that beetroot juice significantly elevated nitric oxide levels and improved endothelial function in healthy adults. Another investigation in hypertension research showed that even a single serving of beetroot juice reduced systolic pressure, evidence that vasodilation was occurring rapidly. Regarding benefits for erectile function, while research continues developing, preliminary studies and clinical observations strongly suggest that identical mechanisms improving cardiovascular health also benefit penile blood circulation. Imagine your arteries and capillaries as garden hoses. Over time, sediment in the form of inflammation, oxidative stress, and poor lifestyle choices accumulates in the walls. This stiffens them, narrows them, and impedes free flow. Beetroot juice acts like a gentle cleansing agent, opening those pathways and restoring smooth circulation, especially with consistent consumption. But there's more. Beets also contain betalains, antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress in your endothelial lining. It's the precise portion of blood vessels that produces nitric oxide. So you're not merely boosting nitric oxide momentarily, you're helping your body create more independently over time. Timing matters significantly. I recommend consuming beetroot juice 60 to 90 minutes before bed. That provides sufficient time for your digestive system to convert nitrates into nitrites and eventually into nitric oxide in your bloodstream. Since nighttime represents when your body conducts most repair work, you're synchronizing this vascular boost with your body's natural rhythms. Several clinical suggestions: choose pure beetroot juice without added sweeteners or preservatives. If you're concerned about the flavor, try mixing it with a bit of tart cherry juice, another sleep-friendly antioxidant-rich option. Begin with small quantities and observe your body's response. Some individuals are sensitive to the earthy taste or experience mild digestive discomfort with excessive amounts initially. This appears frequently in my practice, men arriving worried about their performance, only to discover nobody ever addressed their blood vessel health. This simple, natural beverage helps initiate that conversation. Suppose you've decided to start drinking beetroot juice before bed. Excellent. But what if I told you that the timing of that drink could significantly impact its effectiveness or even produce contrary results? Your body isn't static. After approximately 900 p.m., it transitions into a completely different operational mode driven by your circadian rhythm. This internal clock governs everything from hormone generation to blood pressure, digestive function, and brain activity. During this window, usually between 900 p.m. and 200 a.m., your body begins producing melatonin, the hormone facilitating sleep initiation and maintenance. Simultaneously, cortisol levels begin dropping and your core body temperature lowers. These changes establish conditions for deep, restorative sleep during which your body repairs tissues, regulates hormones, and crucially produces testosterone. For this hormonal symphony to function smoothly, your hydration and nutrient intake need to align with it, not disrupt it. If you consume too much fluid too late, say 30 minutes before bed, you may trigger increased nighttime urination. That means awakening at 2:00 a.m., disrupting deep sleep, and cutting short your testosterone production window. Even one night of interrupted sleep can measurably reduce testosterone levels the following day, according to studies from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism. Conversely, strategic hydration, not excessive, not too late, with appropriate nutrients can enhance sleep benefits and support hormonal restoration. Beetroot juice proves uniquely suited for this because it contains minimal sugar, so it won't spike insulin right before bed. It lacks caffeine or stimulants that could disrupt melatonin. The nitrate to nitrite to nitric oxide conversion happens gradually, reaching peak effectiveness during early sleep cycles when blood pressure naturally dips and your body's parasympathetic system activates. The parasympathetic nervous system, sometimes called the rest and digest system, supports smooth muscle relaxation, digestion, and recovery. Unsurprisingly, it plays a huge role in erectile function. Erections, especially nighttime ones, represent a parasympathetic response. That's why men often experience spontaneous erections during REM sleep, a healthy sign of pelvic blood circulation and neural integrity. When you consume beetroot juice about 60 to 90 minutes before sleep, you're synchronizing nutrient intake with your body's repair window, allowing time to absorb, convert, and circulate nitric oxide while you rest. Here's a professional tip from my clinic: pair this drink with a relaxing wind down ritual. That might mean dimming lights, stretching your legs, or taking a warm shower. These behaviors also activate the parasympathetic system and amplify vascular effects. One of the strongest predictors of morning erections isn't testosterone alone, it's sleep quality. Not just sleep duration, but the actual depth and rhythm of your sleep cycles. Research published in the Journal of the American Medical Association and Sleep Journal consistently finds that men getting less than 5 to 6 hours of quality sleep produce significantly less testosterone the next day, sometimes as much as 10 to 15% less after just one night. The consequences beyond lower desire or energy, insufficient REM sleep means fewer nighttime erections. That's more than just a psychological signal. It's a biological maintenance mechanism. Your penis needs oxygen regularly to keep tissues elastic, responsive, and well-nourished. Nocturnal erections are your body's natural method of oxygenating the corpus cavernosum, the sponge-like tissue that fills with blood during arousal. If these nighttime erections decline or disappear due to stress, poor sleep, or vascular disease, it can lead to long-term tissue rigidity and decreased responsiveness. Think of it this way: just as you need to stretch muscles to maintain flexibility, your body uses nighttime erections to stretch erectile tissue, keeping it healthy and responsive. A nitrate-rich drink like beetroot juice doesn't just support function through nitric oxide, it also improves sleep quality by promoting blood pressure regulation and parasympathetic nervous system activation. Is both critical for entering deep and REM sleep states. A 2019 study from Nutrients Journal explored how dietary polyphenols, especially those found in beets, tart cherries, and pomegranates, enhance sleep architecture, meaning they help you reach and maintain deeper sleep phases. If you're not sleeping well, your performance will suffer. Period. Even if you're doing everything else right, exercising, eating clean, even taking supplements, if your body isn't resting, it isn't restoring. This is why I often tell individuals your function starts the night before, not in the moment, not at the gym, and not because of a pill. It starts in the quiet hours of sleep where your body heals, rebuilds, and recharges. Beyond just the drink, let's examine actual nutrients that make your entire vascular system function better. Natural compounds found abundantly in beets, arugula, spinach, and other leafy greens convert to nitric oxide, relaxing blood vessels and improving circulation. But there's a catch. Your body needs the right internal environment, especially a healthy oral microbiome, to make this conversion efficient. A 2018 study published in Free Radical Biology and Medicine found that using antiseptic mouthwash actually reduced nitric oxide levels by disrupting bacteria that convert nitrate to nitrite in the mouth. So here's a small tip: avoid antiseptic mouthwash right before bed if you're using nitrate-rich drinks to support blood flow. Now let's discuss magnesium, a mineral most adults lack, especially with age. Magnesium relaxes smooth muscle tissue, including in blood vessels, lowers blood pressure, and supports the parasympathetic nervous system. One double-blind placebo-controlled study from the Journal of Human Hypertension found that daily magnesium supplementation reduced both systolic and diastolic blood pressure, key indicators of vascular tone. It also reduced cortisol levels, supporting deeper sleep. Tart cherry juice, a beautiful pairing with beet juice, contains modest magnesium as well as melatonin and polyphenols. These polyphenols act as antioxidants, eliminating free radicals that can damage the endothelium, the lining of your blood vessels. Think of your blood vessels like a garden hose left in the sun. Over time, UV rays, oxidation, and weathering can make the hose stiff and cracked. Polyphenols act like protective coating, keeping vessels smooth, supple, and responsive. Here's a quick nutrient combination I often recommend for a nighttime: vascular tonic cup beetroot juice, quarter cup tart cherry juice. It's optional magnesium glycinate supplements, 200 to 400 mg taken separately with water, and optional addition of fresh watermelon slices, which contains citrulline, a precursor to nitric oxide that works synergistically with nitrates. This combination supports nitric oxide production, this muscle relaxation, sleep initiation, and testosterone restoration without relying on pharmaceuticals or unproven supplements. Studies in Nutrition Journal and Frontiers in Nutrition have repeatedly highlighted synergistic effects of combining nitrates, polyphenols, and sleep supportive minerals like magnesium for improving vascular health, erectile function, and restorative sleep. It's not just what you drink, it's what you do around the drink that amplifies results. In clinical medicine, we call this stacking behaviors. When small, timed habits compound one another's benefits, creating powerful physiological synergy. Let's walk through simple evening behaviors you can pair with your bedtime drink to optimize morning performance. First, light evening movement. After dinner, ideally an hour or more before your drink, go for a 10 to 15-minute walk. Walking after meals helps regulate blood sugar and stimulates nitric oxide production. One study from Diabetes Care showed that post-meal walking improves insulin sensitivity, which in turn supports testosterone balance and inflammation control. Second, gentle pelvic floor engagement. Your pelvic floor muscles help control blood flow into and out of the penis. Weakness here can lead to performance issues, especially with maintaining function. Just 2 to 3 minutes of light pelvic contractions before bed can increase pelvic awareness and vascular tone. There's emerging evidence from journals like Urology showing that pelvic floor therapy can help treat mild to moderate dysfunction, especially when combined with lifestyle changes. Third, stress release rituals. Cortisol, your stress hormone, is one of the quiet saboteurs of desire, testosterone, and restful sleep. Most men don't realize how much mental stress translates into physical performance issues. Here's a simple addition: a 5-minute breathing exercise. Try this: inhale slowly for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Repeat 5 times. This is the 4-7-8 method, clinically shown to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, calming heart rate, relaxing blood vessels, and easing you into sleep. Fourth, heat exposure with intention. A warm shower before bed isn't just about hygiene. It triggers peripheral vasodilation, drawing blood away from your core, cooling internal temperature, and priming your brain for melatonin release. Studies in sleep medicine reviews show that warm showers 1 to 2 hours before sleep can improve sleep onset and depth. It also complements your beetroot drink by further supporting nitric oxide-mediated vasodilation. Finally, bedroom environment optimization. Check your sleep space: cool temperature, 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, low light, no screens. Even minimal light exposure at night can disrupt melatonin and testosterone rhythms, according to the Endocrine Society. None of these behaviors are extreme. You don't need to overhaul your life, but when you stack them: evening walk, vascular-friendly drink, pelvic floor awareness, stress release, and restful sleep setup, you're creating a metabolic and hormonal environment where performance naturally improves. No gimmicks, no short-term fixes, just small science-backed behaviors that compound. We started with a truth that many men feel, but few say out loud: that after 50, something changes. Morning readiness becomes less reliable. Energy feels slower to build. Confidence and performance quietly start to waver. But we've also seen that this isn't random. It's not punishment for aging or a sign that something is broken beyond repair. It's biology responding to behavior, to vascular health, to hormonal rhythms, and to lifestyle patterns that either support or sabotage your vitality. We've learned that intimate health is vascular health and circulation is paramount, that nitric oxide is the quiet molecule behind powerful blood flow. That beetroot juice, taken in the right amount at the right time, can support vasodilation, sleep quality, and ultimately performance. That nutrients like magnesium, polyphenols, and nitrates nourish your endothelium, the thin lining of blood vessels that controls circulation. That deep sleep is when testosterone is made and pineal tissue is oxygenated. That small habits, walking, relaxing, breathing, stack to amplify results. Erectile function is a vital sign. It tells you how well your heart, nerves, hormones, and blood vessels are working together. The good news, these are all systems you can support, not with gimmicks, but with gentle daily tools. Start tonight not with pressure, but with presence. Pour yourself 1/2 to 1 cup of nitrate-rich beetroot juice. Create a quiet space to wind down, breathe, let your body restore. In the morning, notice not just what's happening physically, but how you feel in your energy, clarity, and confidence. You don't have to be afraid of your body. You just need good information. Your health deserves clarity, not fear, and you deserve to feel like yourself again.